All right, so today I want to share a conversation that I had recently with a carrier. This particular carrier has been in business now for over a year, and he is an owner-operator. But he's a different type of owner-operator. He's a leased-on owner-operator, and he's leased on to a freight broker. Now, when I say leased on, I mean that he is the owner of the truck, but the freight broker gets all of his freight. He doesn't have to worry about getting any of his own freight. The freight broker gives him all of the freight. And we were talking about him and his desire to become a freight broker. And he wants to, at some point, be an owner-operator and be a freight broker. He's going to do that in conjunction and kind of be an asset-owned freight broker is what he desires to do at some point. But we started talking about rates. And of course, he is a refrigerated carrier, so I wanted to understand a little bit more about what he was actually doing. And he started to share with me that he is currently running for this particular freight broker a 700-mile lane from Virginia down into Wisconsin. And I was like, okay, so now if you don't mind sharing, what type of rates are you getting on that lane? He said, for 700 miles, I get $5,000 every time I run that lane. He said, if I run that type of lane twice a week, I'm gonna get 10 grand just for that particular lane. And I said, hold on, wait a minute. Let's make sure that we're on the same sheet of music. Are you saying that you take a load into Wisconsin and then you bring a load back out of Wisconsin back into Virginia and you get $5,000? And he says, no, I get 5 grand for going one way. And I was like, wow, that's a great rate. Now, I'm not the type of person who says this person is being dishonest because I haven't accomplished that. A lot of us, because we haven't done something, we'll put that on somebody else to say, oh, you're not doing that. That's not who I am. How I look at it is, man, I need to step up my game. There's something I can learn from maybe this guy and the freight broker, of course, that he's working with, because 700 miles, even though it's going into Wisconsin and it's going in Wisconsin in the wintertime, that is still a great rate. But now I asked him, I said to him, now, is this just during the wintertime that you're getting this type of rate? And he said, no, it's year round. The rate does not change. And I was like, wow, I was even more baffled by that, because I can understand you getting a really good rate in the wintertime going into Wisconsin because of the weather, because trucking capacity decreases in the wintertime. So the rates go up. But when he said going into Wisconsin year round and getting that rate, I was just like, man, that's a great rate, right? So I'm trying to figure out what is it that this broker is doing that I'm not doing, and how I can learn possibly something from him to get some better rates, because I can run 1,000 miles and I don't get 5 grand in that particular lane going into Wisconsin. Now, I'm not coming out of Virginia, we're coming out of North Carolina, but that doesn't make a whole lot of difference. But if you're getting 5 grand one way, that is just a super, super duper fantastic rate. To be able to make that type of money, I thought that was great. And I wanted to share that with you to get your thoughts. I'm sure some of you are running refrigerated loads, and those loads may be going into Wisconsin. I'm sure you have some 700-mile plus routes that you're running, and I'm interested in knowing what are some of the rates that you're getting on those types of lanes. Are you seeing in excess of $4,000 for one way on those loads? Because if that's the case, I definitely have to step my game up, right? Because when we're running 1,000 miles from North Carolina to Wisconsin, those lanes are going to be about $3,600, $3,800, $3,900, right? And that's in the wintertime. But in the summertime, we're not going to get those same rates. It's going to decrease, pretty substantially, because trucking capacity increases in the summertime, so you don't get the same rates. But he assured me that he gets those same rates year round. And I just wanted to get some idea from other people. Are you experiencing the same? Are you getting rates that are in excess of $4,000, $5,000 for 700 miles, right? Because from the place that he's going to the place that he's going to, as a matter of fact, is a little bit less than 7,000 miles. And I was probably thinking maybe, he's getting 5,000 for going both ways, right? Round trip. But nah, he assured me it's one way. So what do you think about that? Are you getting the same? Are you getting a little bit less than that? share it in the comment section below and let us know what type of rates you're getting for a 700-mile lane on your best routes, on the best routes that you run as a refrigerated carrier. Let us know what type of rates that you're getting. And even if you are a flatbed or a dry van carrier, if you're getting some really good rates for 700 mile and that 700 to 1,000 mile range, please share it with us in the comment section below. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I certainly hope this information has been helpful. If you're interested in learning more about the freight brokerage business, I'll leave a free link in the description. It's my 5-video series and it's titled How the Load Movement Process Works. It will give you an opportunity to come into the office with me and you can watch on video as I move loads, talk to shippers and carriers to give you a better understanding of how this business works before you come into it. And then if you're interested in learning more about how we use load boards to go out and source rates, to find our carriers and to post our loads, I'll leave you a free video right here. So until the next time, I wish you the very best in your life and business. See you at the top because the bottom is much too crowded.